Jackson Radio Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. We're talking about TikTok. TikTok on the NFL. How long until they finally get it? When does Roger Goodell finally say enough is enough? I hear Jerry Jones is going to sue the NFL because he's saying, you know what? We've had bad leadership. Roger Goodell is the Barack Obama of the NFL. You've watched the NFL since Goodell's inception become more politically correct, become more wussified, watered down the game, cost owners money, ruined the game for many people like myself. I don't watch football. And he's gotten a fat paycheck, and on the surface, he looks good. Roger Goodell's a good-looking guy. Seems to represent the NFL well. Hits all the notes. Oh, we love our veterans. We love this. We love that. Roger Goodell is a hack who's made more money than the top NFL players. And the owners have paid him. And Jerry Jones has said, you know what? I don't see where we've gotten our money's worth. Why are we paying this guy all this money? Why are we going to re-up a contract that pays Roger Goodell, I'll get it out, $50 million to leave per year, and all of his medical. That's the one thing that got me. I need my medical pay for the rest of my life for me and my entire family. What's the dude thinking? There's going to be a plague? What kind of contract is that? Here's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know a business that can pay somebody $50 million a year for the rest of their life and pay their medical costs for them and their family for the rest of their lives, and that business can absorb that. Now, see, when you talk about waste, I say that's waste. If they said, look, Roger, you did a good job, or his contract said, you know what, we're going to pay you $1 million a year for the rest of it. That's a lot of money. I'll put it to you this way. How many Americans do you think would take $1 million a year for the rest of their lives and just insurance for themselves? You know, that would cover the family, but not insurance for every part of the individual in my family for the rest of their lives. Like, in the event I divorce my wife, she still gets insurance. My kids, when they fall out from under my plan, they get their own insurance. I don't know what he negotiated, but why would you need that? And $1 million. I know people that would settle for $250,000 a year for the rest of their lives. They're called presidents. Those guys make $20,000 a month for the rest of their lives, $240,000 a year, if they need it. Now Congress is passing legislation against that, but you get what I'm saying. Why would you pay Roger Goodell $50 million a year? Where does that come from? Oh, Kevin, the NFL makes a lot of money. Then they're making too much money. I mean, I don't know what goods and services are being provided. Well, Kevin, you know, they have sponsors. Then the sponsors are charging us too much money, or we're too foolish. Because let me tell you, whatever sponsors there are, Anheuser-Busch, Target, whatever things are running during the NFL, if you can pay a dude $50 million a year to do nothing, I want to know what the deal is. Because, see, the thing is if when Roger Goodell goes, they're going to have to put somebody in his place. Somebody competent. And if that competent person makes $20 million a year, or whatever he makes, because Roger Goodell made more money than Tom Brady. The number one paid guy in the NFL, a player, Roger Goodell made more money. Hadn't won a Super Bowl. Anyway, during the Thanksgiving Day football game, somebody kneeled yet again. It was a member of the Giants. I did not watch it. I hope you did not either. I hope we can agree that that's not something we want to do. But he kneeled. And here's the thing about the kneelers. Even if one person kneels, it's going to impact the league. Because we're not stupid. The consumer of the sport is saying, we don't want any kneelers. There's not a person who's playing football who has a reason to kneel in the United States. If you wanted to kneel because you're a veteran and you're sleeping on the streets, I would support you. I'd say this flag is not representative of you. You've probably gone for help. If you're a veteran who's contemplating suicide because of PTSD and they won't get you help at the Veterans Administration, I'll support you kneeling. I'll kneel with you, brother, and we'll pray together, and then we'll go fight. And the first thing I'd do is I'd get with my brother and sister and around me, and we would find you a place to live or something that would let you know we care. But I will not kneel for a bunch of pansy behind black entitled players who want the world to believe that they're oppressed. I won't kneel for that. No, sir. No way, no how. So all I'm looking at here, people, is these ratings. NFL, worst is week 11 passes in the rearview mirror. League losing 1 million viewers over the numbers from 2016 as protests during the national anthem continue. One guy. You know who started all of this? You know his name, Colin Kaepernick. He started it. They said that it showed signs of slowing during week 9s and week 10, but the downward trend picked back up for week 11 with a loss of 6.3% compared to last week's loss of 5.7%. So week 12, week 10, they lost 5.7%, but they said it had slowed over the weeks 9 and 10. Now it's picked back up. It's at 6.3% down. They say the 6.3% dip reflects a viewership of 14.9 million viewers, which is down 1 million from the 15.9 million earned in week 11 last year. 15.9. Let me tell you something. I was watching this show. It was the 80s, the decade of the 80s. And they talked about the final show of MASH. They talked about the final show of, what was it? Hill Street Blues, maybe? Anyway, the final show of Dallas. You remember the show Dallas? 76% share of the TV market. 76% share. That means of everybody watching TV, Dallas had a 76% of the viewing audience. That's crazy. TV ratings off nearly 20% for the season overall. Networks have reportedly lost up to $500 million in ad revenue. Sparse audience at stadiums. Can I give you a high five through the radio? Hand up. Pop. Congratulations, people. Keurig pulled their ads from Sean Hannity, and within a couple of days, they were apologizing. We're sorry. NFL, gonna stick to their guns, huh? They think we really love the sport. We can't get enough of the NFL. What are we gonna possibly do if we don't have the NFL? Let me tell you something. Don't you dare go on your cable TV station channels and start looking for things that capture your interest. I don't know how many of what is it? The show where they do the houses in Waco I've watched, but I love Joanna Gaines. She could do my house anytime. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.